What a beautiful rendition. I'd really rather hear the phones ringing, though. We have 4 phone calls. We have 4 telephones and 4 people who are waiting to hear from you, and you're not calling. Please make the phones ring.
Sunrise service. We at BLAB TV sincerely hope that you will enjoy these 2 fine Easter programs.
7 million people in the United States who suffer with back problems. So if you get out of bed every morning holding your back and are afraid to do anything strenuous, even when your back is not in pain for fear of having a recurrence, you are not alone. But having partners in misery, of course, is really no consolation. For 28 years, Renfro Chiropractic Center has been providing an alternative to expensive surgery or drug treatment. Doctors W.G. Renfro and Dr. Bill Renfro's chiropractic treatment record has been excellent with cases of slipped disc and sacroiliac problems. Renfro Chiropractic Center has the x-ray facilities and other chiropractic treatment methods utilizing the inherent recuperative powers of the body, particularly in the spinal column and nervous system in the restoration and maintenance of health. After extensive examination, if it is determined that surgery is needed, the doctors at Renfro Chiropractic Center will refer you to a surgeon experienced in handling the problem. But on the other hand, you may not need surgery. Doesn't it seem worthwhile to at least find out before you take that painful step? As a member of the health team, Doctors W.G. and Bill Renfro diagnoses, treats, and refers. Sue Jenkins, the owner of Antique Experience at 428 East Main Street, just across the street from Pensacola Bay, invites you to visit her shop for a shopping experience in antiques. Antiques and collectibles from all over the world. China, glassware, clocks, furniture, and the list goes on and on. Accent pieces for your home or as a gift. You'll find it all at Antique Experience. There's even antique jewelry and a selection of vintage clothing. And when you leave, you'll want to pause for a moment on the front porch and experience the lovely view of Pensacola Bay.
If you need new windows, why should you call Folkers Window Company? Well, there must be a reason that we're known as the Window Smiths. It's probably because our reputation has been carved out of rock-solid values like high quality, proud craftsmen, and good solid value for your dollar. You know, these principles of doing business may be going out of style in our modern world, but our thousands of satisfied customers don't think so. So call today, because high quality doesn't have to mean high prices. And please, don't settle for less than the Window Smiths at Folkers Window Company.
Tonight we've got an interesting program for you, a first for us, especially for the technical crew here. The first portion of our program is of course going to be dedicated to project graduation. As you know, it's getting that time of the year. month or so, two left of school, and we're going to talk about project graduation. Well, for some of them, it's the last couple of months of school. Our guests tonight are Ms. Nettie Joseph to my right, and to her right is Manya Halpern, a former Catholic High graduate, now a freshman at the University of West Florida. Ms. Joseph, now they've got here you're in CDAC. Would you tell me what CDAC is?
Community Drug and Alcohol Commission, and we're the prevention arm of drug and alcohol.
Is that anything to do with the Pensacola Escambia drug abuse?
No, that would be a treatment center.
Oh, that's treatment center.
Right, we're strictly in prevention, awareness, education, and prevention.
And prevention.
Yes.
Now, of course, we're talking about project graduation. If you would explain, first of all, what project graduation is.
Okay. Project graduation is an alcohol and drug prevention program. Although it only lasts one night, we feel it has a lasting effect for the students who do attend. Mm-hmm. And its goal is to prevent deaths and injuries that are related to alcohol, drugs, and driving.
Mm-hmm. Now, Manya, you were involved in project graduation last year as a senior at Catholic High, and what did y'all do for project graduation?
It was held at the country club, and we had movies, swimming, casino, dancing. We had everything. We had a really good time. Mm-hmm.
Now, what was the percentage of students that participated? Were y'all ever able to determine?
We had. I think it was 97 graduates, and I think 94 came.
Well, that's pretty good average.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good average. Would you say it was fairly beneficial? I mean, you evidently enjoyed it, had a good time. Do you think it was beneficial for the students at Catholic High? Did y'all do this with any other school, or was it just Catholic High at that particular location?
PHS and it was PHS in Washington and Catholic. And they were all three held at separate places.
Mm-hmm. Was last year the first year for that, for project graduation? So evidently it's a success since it's being repeated.
At least it was the first year it was introduced to us.
Introduced to you at Catholic High. Now let me ask you something. You said there was a lot of activities going on. Did this last all night long?
Sure did. Lasted from about 9 o'clock. They shut the doors at 9 o'clock, and we left around 6 o'clock.
The next morning?
The next morning.
No problems?
No, really no problems. Had a really good time. Ended up with a video of all 4 years of our graduating class.
No kidding. That sounds interesting in itself. Now, Ms. Joseph, what are the schools that are participating this year?
In addition to the three that participated last year, Catholic, Pensacola, and Washington, they're going to repeat this year. We have Pine Forest High School, Tate High School, and Escambia High School will also be participating.
Now, are any of these participating together, or do they all have separate locations?
They all have separate locations. The students like the separate locations because they feel like all the schools but Catholic have a very large graduating class.
Right. And
you have to consider facilities. And they like the fact that they get to be with their friends that one last night and be together.
How are the parents involved in this?
The parents do the actual implementing of the program or the party. It's a program where you have to have student participation, you have to have faculty and administrative participation, and you have to have a lot of parent participation and support. The parents get the input from the students of what they want, and then they implement the parties for them. It also has to have community support. We estimated last year that each party would cost from $4,000 to $5,000, and during our evaluation session, we discovered that we were right on target.
Right at that amount, huh?
Yeah, this includes everything, all of your in-kind donations, which are very, very large. And so we really do appreciate the community support we received last year.
Manya, in Catholic High's project graduation celebration last year, were you allowed to go in and out, or did you have to stay in?
We had to stay in. If we were going to leave, the sponsors or whatever they were had to call our parents just to notify them that we were leaving and we were out of the supervision of the school. But I think maybe 1 or 2 people left that night. we had a really good time.
Well, that sounds interesting. Would you recommend this for the students who are watching, if they're watching tonight and wondering if they want to get involved in that or go out on their own? Would you advise that they take advantage of it?
I'm really happy now that I did. I was happy then that I did too, but recently we had a classmate of ours pass away, and that was truly the last time we could all be together. And everybody did say something about how we were thankful that we did have Project Graduation, because now we won't have her back.
Well, that's great. That really is. That's fantastic. I know, Ms. Joseph, that CDAC, of course, was CDAC involved last year as well?
Yes, CDAC was the sponsoring agent for the workshop. You have a training workshop, an all-day training workshop where interested parents come, also senior sponsors. We set that up. And then the 3 schools picked up on it and went last year. There's an awfully lot of work and legwork involved in it, so you have to be dedicated and committed. We serve as a sponsor, and also our agency serves as the clearinghouse for community for Project Graduation. And the Chamber of Commerce, Pensacola Chamber of Commerce, is a co-sponsor of this event. And the chairman that served on the local high schools last year were so dedicated and committed that they're serving on an advisory committee, community advisory committee this year.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's interesting. How many makes up the advisory committee?
There are 3 besides myself.
Now, the parents that are involved as well, are there any guidelines for them to follow during the Project Graduation? Or are they to allow the students to enjoy themselves rather than putting pressure and saying don't do this and don't do that?
There certainly are guidelines, and this is a party that's planned by the students and just implemented by the parents. And last year the students themselves drew up the guidelines for the party, and the parents who were sponsoring it found out that most instances they had to loosen up on those guidelines a little bit because they weren't all that realistic. And the part where the student knows when he comes, he signs a pledge that he is going to come, and he's going to come alcohol and drug free and remain alcohol and drug free while he's at the party. And his parents also sign that pledge, and then if he leaves they are notified. That's a safety factor. Okay. And so we find that if a person signs a pledge, then if they break it, that's going to question their personal integrity, and nobody likes their integrity questioned.
Well, that's true. Manya, what kind of guidelines did y'all set up last year? Was it very strict?
It was the basic guidelines, which Nettie said, that we come alcohol and drug free, that we stay there unless we're willing to notify our parents. That's basically it.
Well, what about the co-ed activities?
What do you mean?
You making out? Well, I mean, it's a party, you know? I mean, give me a break.
Okay, some of
Did I embarrass you? Okay.
Okay, they have movies. They had dancing was a favorite activity, and the music was a favorite activity. They have all the food that they can eat. The casino games were a very popular item last year, and the students felt, the swimming, the Pensacola High School went out to the Naval Air Station and had their recreational facilities, so they also enjoyed bowling.
Well, that's great.
And I didn't get to go to Catholics because I was not feeling well that night, but the students were having a real good time. It was the parents who were involved and the school administrators and faculty members who were there. It was just a real good feeling. Okay, people were having a real good time doing activities that they were basically interested in, and were not having any pressure applied to make out or to do this or to do that. They were in a relaxed...
I never felt any pressure. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
You told me earlier you were a rabble rouser.
Yeah. But yeah, I can understand a little kissing or something. You know, I mean, while you're dancing. You know, I mean,
when there's a feeling throughout the night, there's a feeling of closeness, and whichever way they wanted to show it, I guess they showed it. But mostly just general affection, not anything.
No, I didn't mean heavy petting.
Well,
I just meant, you know.
But just, just friends, and the closeness really came out that night.
Well, that's great. Well, the thing about it is, it's nice if you can get together and enjoy yourself and have a good time, and especially for the parents' sake to know that for that particular 18 hours or however long it is that the child is safe and having a good time on graduation night as well. And I guess that's really what Project Graduation is all about.
That's what Project Graduation is all about. And one thing, Washington High School has special education classes out there. And it was really nice. Those students who were in the special education classes were there, they were participating, they were enjoying themselves, as well as any other group. And so it is an inclusive party. It's designed that way so that everybody feels welcome.
Well, that's fantastic. I know this year more of the high schools are involved, and Manya, are you going to check out and see how the students do this year, or are you just going to?
Well, I went and talked to them already about it.
Oh, did you?
I don't know whether I'll be there myself. I probably will be for a little while just to see how things go over.
Yeah.
See if they can outdo us.
Are they going to be out at Scenic Catholic High? Going to be out at the country club as well this year?
They'll be out at the yacht club.
Yacht club this year. Now we mentioned some of the other schools. What are the locations they're going to be? Do you happen to know?
Catholic High School and Pensacola High School are both going to the yacht club. They will be on different nights.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all the parties follow the commencement exercises. All right. Escambia High School will be at the Corey Station. Washington and Tate High School will be at the University of West Florida, their recreational facilities. And Pine Forest High School has not definitely decided on a site. They're in the process of selecting that.
Well, I think it's wonderful that everybody's involved in Project Graduation, and maybe we can get a report after it's all over on how it went. I think did y'all come back to Mark's show after it was over and talk to him about it, or was that before the show? I mean, before the grant.
I went on before the event.
Right.
And some other people.
Right, and maybe, after we can get a report on how it went, I'm kind of interested, since this is really the second year. It sounds interesting to me, and I hope everything goes well.
Thank you. When
we come back, we're going to be talking to a member of the band, the Velvet Melon, and Pine Forest High School has a new approach for raising money for their Project Graduation. We'll tell you how after we take this break.
Transfer your old movies to videotape. Call us before it's too late.
I want to talk about the Rib Rack at 13th and Gregory, downtown Pensacola. Went by there this afternoon. They're ready for the big spring break weekend. If you headed to the beach, I want you to come on. When you leave the beach, you're going to be coming right down Gregory. Why not pick up some food? They've got their Rib Rack special of a pound of baby back pork loin ribs, eat in or carry out, $8. It's the sauce that makes the difference. Also, the beef or pork dinner, $4.95 with all the trimmings. Don't forget, they're celebrating their 7th anniversary at the Rib Rack, 13th and Gregory, downtown Pensacola. We're back, and my guest now is Jay Young, who is spokesman for Velvet Melon, a rock group composed, I guess, of, are these all Pine Forest?
No, sir. 2 Pine Forest and
Steve.
3
I'm Steve.
Okay.
Mr. Kirksey is, sir, wherever he is. So it's different high schools represented here?
Woodham and Pine Forest.
Woodham and Pine Forest. How long have y'all, now I understand the group has sort of went through a metamorphosis here and you got new members, so how long has this particular group been together?
About 3 months, the way it is now. Started out with about 8 people and we've moved down to 5 over quite a while.
Now, from what I understand, Pine Forest High School has decided to raise money for Project Graduation and through a project called Grad Aid. There's Farm Aid, there was Shrimp Aid for the shrimpers down during the hurricane, and now we have Grad Aid. Explain what Grad Aid is going to be all about.
Okay, there'll be 5 bands, and it'll be a large concert. It'll be about 4 hours on April 17th. It's Thursday night at the Pine Forest High School gym. And everyone's invited. It's $2 in advance for tickets, $3 at the door. And all the bands will be playing for free to raise money to support Project Graduation.
And it's going to be at Pine Forest?
Right.
At the gymnasium?
The gymnasium.
Are mostly the Project Graduation itself is for seniors,
right?
But you want all of the students to participate to raise money.
This is for anyone, anywhere to
in the whole school system.
Young,
if they
old,
want to
any
come,
school.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. If they want to come and have a good time.
Exactly.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your band. Basically, what's your format? What kind of music are y'all into?
We play a lot of top 40, the Cars, the Police, things like that. Mostly upbeat music.
How long have you been playing guitar?
No, I play
keyboards.
Keyboards,
right. How long have you been playing keyboards?
About 8 years.
Are you in any other kind of music classes at school? Music interpretation or whatever?
Jazz ensemble, marching band. And I'm taking a beginning class right now and learning to play baritone. That's pretty interesting.
Baritone sax?
I play alto saxophone also, but just the baritone.
I was going to say it might be kind of hard to carry your keyboards around marching. It'd be kind of tough.
Difficult.
Long chord, you'd have to have
I use
a long
a xylophone
cord.
on the field for that.
I'm just kidding. So basically what we've got here then, this is one of the groups that's going to be appearing for the Grad Aid night. Now, how many did you say you're going to be there?
5.
5. Do you know who they are at this time?
Yes, sir. Steve.
Thank you.
Velvet Melon, Seneca, Risk, The Agency, and The Touch.
And The Touch. I think I've heard of that one before. I'm not sure. Are they a new group?
They're pretty new.
Pretty new. Now, how long is this supposedly going to last if you've got that many bands?
It'll be about 4 hours. They'll be running about 30-minute sets. And we'll have several PAs set up with about 15 minutes in between each set to change the sets of the band.
I understand also y'all play somewhere on the weekends also.
Yes, we're playing at Finagle's on 9th Avenue.
Okay.
It's a teen dance place.
Does it rock out pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Now I don't know if we got power over there yet, guys. I'm playing this by ear here, so. Oh, you're going to tell me. Emmett said he's going to tell me. If I don't listen to Emmett, he'll beat me up.
All right.
All right. Now now this is April
17th.
April 17th. Now, are you a senior out there this year? So you're going to be involved in Project Graduation itself, then?
Right. That's why I wanted to do all this. I figured if I'm going to be there, I want it to be good. So.
Yeah. And y'all are going. Y'all haven't decided where you're going to have yours at yet, have you?
I think they're having it at Softly Field.
Softly Field.
Right.
Is your band going to play there for the Project Graduation?
No, sir. Some of our members are juniors.
Oh, juniors.
And it's a all-night thing, and they've got school the next day, so we probably won't be able to do that.
That shouldn't have stopped them before, right? What's a little school?
Right.
Oh, sorry. Whoever's principal out there. But are y'all going to have a band, or is it going to be recorded music? Or
I believe they're having a DJ.
A DJ to play some music? What do you think about Project Graduation?
I think it's offer a good cause to keep kids off the street on grad night.
On grad night?
Right. It all started in Maine with that tragedy in a small town, and then it's just spread down here, and it's smart.
Well, that's great. We've just about ran out of things to say here about Project Graduation. However, I do want to mention the fact that if you happen to be a student and involved in Project Graduation, I would urge you to attend. We didn't have Project Graduation in 1964, but we did have something similar to that. We did have a house on the beach, and to keep us all from driving cars on graduation night, everybody had to put their car keys in a fishbowl, and the fishbowl was taken away from the beach house, so we had no way of getting around. We're going to take a break. I can't read sign language. Keep going. All right. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we've got power, and maybe we don't. But whatever happens, we'll be back.
Sue Jenkins, the owner of Antique Experience at 428 East Main Street, just across the street from Pensacola Bay, invites you to visit her shop for a shopping experience in antiques. Antiques and collectibles from all over the world. Accent pieces for your home or as a gift. You'll find it all at Antique Experience. There's even antique jewelry and a selection of vintage clothing. And when you leave, you'll want to pause for a moment on the front porch and experience the lovely view of Pensacola Bay.
Devon Furniture Gallery, Pensacola's most beautiful furniture showplace, is having a fabulous home fashion sale with special reduced prices in every category. If you've been thinking about buying new furniture for your home, now's the time to save hundreds of dollars. All furniture included in this big sale is from some of America's finest and most trusted manufacturers, names you know and appreciate. That's Devon Furniture Gallery, 210 East 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, where you'll find new ideas in gracious living.
Welcome back to Open Line. I'm Steve Anthony Rimmel, and tonight what we're doing basically is we've got a band, Velvet Melon, with us tonight, and they're going to be performing April 17th at the Pine Forest High School Gymnasium, along with 4 or 5 other bands, and they're going to be raising funds for what's called Project Graduation. The dance itself is going to be called Grad Aid. I mean, you got Farm Aid and Live Aid and Band Aid. Now we have Grad Aid. This is to raise money for Project Graduation. As you know, Project Graduation are projects at area high schools in which students go to one location and are sequestered there overnight and have a party and a good time, and all of it is drug and alcohol free in order to save lives over graduation night. As you know, graduation nights can tend to get kind of active, and I think it's a good deal. And to be honest with you, it probably would have saved a life back in 1963 and 64 when we lost a high school student at that particular time. So what we're doing now is waiting to get some bugs out of one of the amplifiers, and if you've got any questions about Project Graduation, 432-7768 is our telephone number. We'll be glad to answer any of your questions if you'd like to give us a phone call, and we'd love to have your phone call. I love live TV. Oh, went out to the beach. While they were doing all this, I'll tell you, I went out to the beach today to see if everything was getting ready for the Easter weekend. As you know, spring break is upon us here, and all of the activity culminates Friday with a concert by Starship. Now, for those my age, you remember them as Jefferson Airplane. For those in later years, they were simply called Jefferson Starship. And for those of you today, they're now just called Starship. Jefferson quit that, or he got loaded and fell off a tree or something. I got no idea, but it's now only Starship. They're going to be out there Friday, and by the way, now all of the music starts at noon Friday at the Casino Beach. Starship gets underway at 2 p.m. Now, it's going to be a lot of traffic, so you may want to get out there early. Now, we got a phone call? Oh, we got 2 phone calls. Open line, go ahead, please.
Yes, I'd like to know where this is and what time it starts.
Okay, it's going to be at Pine Forest High School Gymnasium, April 17th at 6 p.m. And you say $2 in advance? $3 at the door.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night. Open line, go ahead, please.
Yeah, can you tell me where we can purchase these tickets?
All right, now, are tickets available at high schools or just at, okay, do you happen to know, Kenneth? I would imagine, I know you can get them at the door, and you might check with any student, especially any senior that goes to Pine Forest.
They'll be available. Today, about it tomorrow. Thanks.
Okay, thanks for calling. All right. I guess we're just about ready. We're waiting for Jay. And we've had plenty of sound effects. Folks, this is live TV. You know, they don't do this in New York. They don't. The only place they do this other than us is in Atlanta. And I guess we're about ready, so I'd like to introduce Velvet Melon.
sneaking on behind you. Back up, you know it's always gonna find you. Back up, you know there's faulty information. Back up, and it's all across the nation. Friday night you go out on a date, and you don't seem to work out. Where you feel like a fool and nothing seems cool. You don't know what it's all about. Think back, boys, what I said, and be careful when you come and go. Whether your life goes wrong or right, everybody seems to know. Let me tell you about back up. You know we're sneaking up behind you. Back up. You know it's always gonna find you. Back up. You know there's faulty information. Back up. And it's all across the nation. You know we're sneaking up behind you. Backed up. You know it's always gonna find you. Backed up. You know there's faulty information. Backed up. And it's all across the nation. Now all you girls are hard to resist, but I got more to take it more. You know your points have been building up, and now we're gonna even up the score. So if you talk too much and your makeup ain't right, and you're knotted up in a mess, we're laughing at you while your face turns blue, and we won't be afraid to confess that we want about backed up. You know we're sneaking on behind you. Backed up. You know it's always gonna find you. Backed up. You know there's faulty information. Backed up. And it's all across the nation. Backed up.
Thank you. Okay, don't go anywhere, guys. What we're gonna do now is the first song. We had a few technical problems, so rather than not be able to hear the first song, we're gonna let y'all do the first song that you had in that set. Is that okay? All right. But first, before we go with them, I got a couple of phone calls. Let's take a phone call here. Open line. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I would like to know what other bands are going to be playing there on April 17th.
Okay, there's going to be a bunch of them. What was, give me a couple of those and I'll go ahead. Seneca, Risk, The Agency, and The Touch.
Oh, okay, thank you very much.
Later on. Open line, go ahead, please.
Mr. Rimmel?
Speaking.
Tickets will be on sale April the 14th through 17th at Pine Forest High School in the Commons.
At Pine Forest High School in the Commons.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Now, a reminder, the whole reason for Grad Aid is going to be to raise music for raise music. I keep thinking music on my brain here. Raise money for project graduation, and the students at Pine Forest and the band here have decided to get some other bands together for Grad Aid. Now, that's going to be April 17th at Pine Forest High School Gymnasium. Tickets are $2 in advance, $3 at the door. And they'll be able to buy those at Pine Forest High School Commons starting April 14th through the 17th. And now more from Velvet Melon.
Stop to ask myself if I should enter, thinking of things I never thought of, looked into my soul. And as I walk up to what I am, thinking of things I thought of before, a pool of blood is much more truthful when you look into your soul. Turning away from what I thought was real, fought to control what I thought it would feel. Learning more from the blood-soaked ground, I felt myself growing weak. Taking a breath I thought perhaps the last, felt the pain of consciousness driving. Death seems had not the calling, but the blood had told its tale. Falling, I'll be there. I've been there before. Now I care enough for myself to be there for you. I've been thinking so long without a clue. you look at yourself, please remember, blasters lie as they put you in the center, not a single one without the other. Deep down you know it's true, but the clouds are thick as you and I know. If you think that west, there's no place to go, knowing the things that I've said before. Look into my soul. Hey man, would you like to dance? Seem like the type to take a chance. Chance on romance, a chance on me.
But keep the mics hot over there if you would. Jay, if you would, introduce first of all your lead player.
Okay, on guitar this is Britt Landrum.
All right, just a second. We want to get a good shot of Britt's face. Okay, there we go. All right.
On bass guitar this is David Gillespie.
There you go, David. Got a beard, David. You just grow that? Yeah. Just for this show, right? Yeah. I appreciate it.
This is Joey Allred on keyboards.
Okay, we can see Joey now. The drummer, wait a minute, we're going to have to get a shot of the drummer here on the side. Okay.
This is Brian Taylor.
Okay, there's Brian. All right. Can you do another one? Would it be too hard to do another song? I wouldn't want to put any pressure on you, but I'd like to hear, you know,
I don't know
song.
if we're allowed to do unoriginal songs on the air. Or...
Do whatever you want. This is cable. All right, now this is Velvet Melon, and don't forget now, they're going to be playing as part of Grad Aid at Pine Forest High School, along with several other bands, to raise money for Project Graduation. And Melon, and unmistakably the Cars, right? They're going to be playing along with several other bands for Grad Aid at Pine Forest High School, and that's April 17th at the gymnasium. Tickets available starting April 14th through the 17th at Pine Forest High School.